my previous employer, Sylvain, we were sitting at lunch saying it'd be cool to have a bus that you could put a machine in it and go camping with it. And we went that lunch and bought a bus. I bought a bus, he didn't buy a bus, so he must have thought it was a bad idea, but he, motivated me to do it. And then just worked on the bus. Getting a bus where it needs to be to do what we wanted to do is a stupid amount of work. It costs a stupid amount of money. Insane. Every time we fix something, something else was broken. And then we fix that and break something else. All I did was work on it. And now I've driven it, the most I've driven it is literally because it's sold, to bring it to the guy. So I owned it for 6 years, paid a ton of money to give it to someone else. Just like everything with motors, for some reason. I think it's embedded. Honestly, my favorite toys were little cars, and just everything we got exposed to snowmobiles and stuff at a young age, and I'm just drawn to it. There's two vehicles I had as a kid that probably are what cemented the bug. One was our snowmobile, and we had a Yamaha Bravo 250. I just drove that as much as I could burn gas. The other one was the summer toy, which I begged for. It was a Honda Odyssey, and I just absolutely love that thing. It was pretty wicked cool. I had another one that I purchased recently, literally just to relive the nostalgia. On the side-by-side, I find it's, when you get going and you're speeding fast, it gives you, you kind of, the ability to zone out and just pay attention on what you're doing. You get clarity, you get in a zone where you're able to just 100% focus on what you're doing. And the faster you go, the clearer that gets. A motorcycle, it's nice to just drive and have a conversation with yourself and align your thoughts. It's really just really different. All of it is stress relief, I guess. It'd be the same reason why people are drawn to traveling. Just something different than everyday life. The big reason I sold so many of my toys this year is time. I owned them for so long and never really enjoyed them. So, yeah, I guess there is such a thing as too many toys, but I don't want to admit it. The projects that I did, I think I proved to myself what I wanted to prove mechanically. Just the know-how and being able to swap out engines, being able to figure out turbos, being able to figure out the mapping to get it to work right and all that stuff. So there was the learning aspect of projects, I think are what I appreciated the most. And then the bus came as a project to complement those other projects. I was trying to get something to go use these machines more, but just time and realistically being able to use all these things, it just, that's the problem with projects, is you're taking your spare time when you'd like to enjoy them to build them. One of the best adventures that I had, we did a side-by-side ride where I think it was 5 of us. It was 4 or 5 of us anyways. We took off in the wintertime from where I used to live in Wendover and drove up to Mont-Laurier in Quebec and came back. It was about 800 kilometers of side-by-siding in the wintertime with some not straight trails up and down. So it was pretty intense, and we mistakenly went the wrong way, so we did an extra hour of driving there. Halfway through coming back, we had a crash, so we had to get a broken vehicle out, and then we just drove back on a limped up machine. It took 20 hours to do it. I was sore from everywhere. Everybody was tired, but you just remember it because you just put yourself through it. And you know, the rides where, you know, you go for 2-3 hours and everything goes well, they're fun, but they're not as memorable as just pushing yourself to the extreme.
So why do you need to stay in Ontario? And I said, no, not really. Why? Yeah, no, I don't have to stay. So she goes, go look in Nova Scotia. It's so cheap. You get ocean property. That was on a Saturday. I bought this place by Friday. I haven't been there.
It just felt right. It's a bad idea. I just stuck with it way too long. You know? It's like, you know it's not right, and you just keep going. That's what happened. Well, that guy is a good idea because I did all the work. So he's the genius because everything's done. But if you're gonna start from scratch, don't do it.